Hi everyone. So this is going to be a little overview of our first major writing project, but I wanted to start right here on the syllabus to give an overview of what the whole vision for this course is going to be. So English 102, the course description right here focuses on research, synthesizing that research. That means bringing it together and then writing it for an audience. All right. And the three major projects that we are going to be doing in this class, if I go down, where is it? Right here. The first one is going to be an autoethnographic research essay. I'll explain a lot more about that in a minute. The second one is going to be building on that first research by doing more library research and finding other voices who can inform us of this topic or build on this topic and just expand our understanding of it. And the third writing project is where we are going to take that and write a synthesize, that means bring all those voices together, into a problem or a phenomenon analysis. We're going to analyze something that's happening in this first autoethnographic research that we do. Okay, so all three of the major writing projects are intrinsically tied together. Okay, they're all going to be focusing on the same issue. So let's look at this first autoethnographic research essay. Now, autoethnographic, that's a big word, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this right now. I'll share more videos later on. But an autoethnographic, that's a research method. It's a method of research that researchers and scholars go out there and conduct. And if we break it down, an ethnographic or an ethnographic research is where researchers will go into a community or a space or a culture, and they'll spend a year or year and a half or more studying this culture, studying what is happening in this culture and writing up notes and looking for themes and recurring patterns and things that are significant about that culture. And then they write that up in a research essay. And so if you look at autoethnographic research, auto means self. So the difference is, for this type of research, you look at your own life. We look at our own life, our own experiences in communities, in subcultures, and in groups. And we look at the culture, the things that are happening, find something significant that we know, and then we analyze it. Okay, and then write it up in an essay. And so we are all we are all experts of our own experience. You are all experts in what you have experienced in life, in your communities, in subcultures that you belong to, groups that you belong to. A lot of times we just don't realize it, okay? And so this is not just some fun little type of research for an English 102 class. This is very respected, very, meaningful and significant types of research where researchers will examine their own life, examine their experiences within a culture, and kind of study it. It draws on a lot of memory, it draws on a lot of emotion, and then we're going to write that up for somebody else. But the difference with autoethnographic writing is because it's our own experience, it makes room for emotion, for creativity. It's not simply a dry type of research writing. And so this is what we are going to do. And over the next, couple of weeks, we are going to focus on this. And I'm going to provide lots of scaffolding activities that will help you understand the different parts of doing this type of research. But we're going to pick a subculture that we belong to. So any subculture could be a club, a group, a type of workplace, a religion, any kind of like subculture, subgroup, maybe a gaming group or anything like that. And we're going to examine our experience in that subculture, and we will hone in on either maybe a problem we see happening in that subculture, or a phenomenon. And by phenomenon, I just think refer to something that's happening, something significant, something maybe that is happening that is good, that is productive, that we want to examine more. So we're not just looking at problems in the cultures that we belong to, because there's a lot of good happening in our cultures, in our subcultures that we belong to also. But we're going to pick one or another, and then we're going to analyze that. Analyze it as a researcher, not just as an emotional person involved in it, but also with creative thinking skills that help us see what is happening in this situation and why does it matter. Because what's crazy significant about these kind of experiences is what happens in our personal lives, in our own personal subcultures. They affect society, and society affects them. They are very significant. And then we're going to examine, after we examine our experience, we're going to look to see how it is also manifest in society or in the broader, national or global arenas. And we're going to write that up. And it seems a little maybe hazy, but this will all come together over the next couple weeks. It's going to end up, we're going to also be bringing in a couple outside sources to kind of maybe define our subculture for our readers or support our observations of it. But please read over all of the directions here. It's going to be 1,200 to 1,800 words. It's going to be written for an audience of academic peers. So not deep scholarly, people, but just peers, Paradise Valley peers, who are knowledgeable, who are curious, who are wanting, at college trying to gain more broad understandings and education and all of these kind of things. So that's who we're going to be writing this for. And again, we're going to be talking about a lot more. Let me know if you have any questions on this.